Well, you know, I could go on and on about what an influence he is over things like Waiting for the Bus, and I could just read some of his stuff here. I've got volume 1 in my hand right now. Or I could just let his phenomenal voice and his phenomenal writing come through in this great, great feature tonight. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Esteban Colon!
I want to start this set with a haiku. I'm not sure why, I just do. On unity. Everybody wants to be a part. Part of the solution problem, just part. Moses parted the Red Sea, seeing a place for his people, wanted to be a part of the solution. Wanted to see the whole picture, never saw the promised land. The desert extracted too much life from Moses. Life distracts too many from purpose, attempting to be a part. People are more adept at breaking apart than being apart. Only see parts, exact portions of solutions, problems. Man sees exact change only, sees crashing down on all other parts of the equation like Pharaoh's men in hot pursuit. Everyone wants to be a part of so many different distractions. We circle the desert for decades, decaying together because after all, there are corpses rotting in the heat, and everyone wants to be a part of something. So, I do want to thank Janet for having me up here tonight. Thank you. I do want to thank all the readers tonight. You guys were awesome.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
I want to thank everyone who came out to check me out. Thank you, y'all. I want to give thanks to Brian and Sam, who will be joining me up here in a moment. So,
Thank you, Al.
yeah, come on out. It's okay, come on. So,
A reading from the book of definitions. Fear, noun, the natural byproduct produced when man is reminded he's not God.
thanks. Yeah, I'm supposed to be. It's okay. It's my publisher. He can do what he wants. Okay, so I want to do a couple of weird things for you, and this one I want to kind of explain the way I hear things. I'm a professional eavesdropper. So if I'm having a conversation, chances are I know what they're talking about and what they're talking about and what's going on over there, because that's what I do. So a lot of times I'll hear something that sounds to most people a little like this.
I don't know how it went last night. How do you want to do that? Is my life really that interesting? So we went downtown with
Any fucking place I
nice
want.
walk. We talked.
Get
Like,
away,
we
just
didn't
went.
even hear the moon gaze downward.
Fill my head. Punched her in the fucking face.
Tension turned tangible. We kissed like this was the whole
Rear back.
everything.
Last
When he
minute.
fell on my knees, deep in my eyes, and
Finally.
Now, when my brain processes that, it turns out a little differently. Sometimes it sounds a little something like this.
You want to know how it went last night?
Fuck her bullshit. I should just.
We went downtown
Seriously.
where
Any fucking place I want.
a nice walk.
Just get away.
He
Just
took me to the edge of the pier,
where all I wanted to do. Fill my head.
foot behind his eyes,
Watching on a
kiss like,
the last minute movement on
which
a-
is when he
fell on one knee, looked straight in the eyes.
and promised forever.
Or sometimes it turns out a little more like this.
I'm not dealing with this shit anymore.
And why do you want to know that? Is my life really that interesting?
nothing holding
So,
me back.
the wind swept us into
Maybe I should.
where we talked till
She got in my
when
face.
the moon above us gazed
I
downward
punched her in the fucking face, laughing.
as we leaned in. Tension turned tangible.
I reared back cackling like,
This was the whole of everything.
Which is when she
fell to one knee, looked deep in my eyes.
finally smiled respect.
That was called eavesdropping. Thank you.
Now y'all gotta realize that it's not easy working with that on a regular basis.
She got punched in the face.
We had to practice that. This is from the book. It's called Damaged Goods. She's a lady. Despite gray matter scars more national treasure than issue, she looks at earth when I approach. Timid form, a strange mix of nerves and energy, and as she dances in place, screaming for the world to love her, the back of her mind sees every embrace through the black and blue eyes he gave her. Which makes me want to do something long and dramatic. So, I'm going to do, I don't remember where she wrote it, but it's really about the heights. I was born in Ursula Rucker's Wonderland, and I know this land isn't of me, isn't of the free, a land composed of open eyes who refuse to say, and I used to be, one of those souls curled fetal under tables with scars at my temples worshipped by blood and sharp rocks, till the noise in my head fell silent, and this country, tisn't of me, tisn't of thee is the antithesis of equality, and I was born knee-deep in seas of crack whores and families too poor to eat. And I'm sure you can tell I'm not a starving artist. Caught my fair share of meals, maybe more than my fair share of meals, but I was born in Ursula Rucker's Wonderland, where the flying monkeys carry badges, and the wicked witches are men fairly elected by stuffed ballot elections, where their candidates are so appealing, the dead rise to vote. And the Tin Man was traded in for a Dodge Neon. Cowardly Lion fell to Dobby the Pitbull in round 2, next to the Ames, where Toto was served with sweet and sour sauce with a side of rice. Down the street from where the Scarecrow was smoked like raw weed, and I really hate to admit it, but that was some good shit. I was born in Ursula Rucker's Wonderland, where Kansas can't be reached by the clicking of heels, but the penitentiary is a couple blocks that way. And pregnant with her third child, Alice ices down her cunt in preparation for another day on the job, showing up on my doorstep, asking if I have a date for the night. And I close my eyes, too scarred from seeing needles and broken bottles in the sandboxes where children play, too used to the sounds of fists and screams, the sight of small crosses on street corners marking sacrifices to the dark god of our city, and I know there is no place like home. There's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home, but no matter how many times I say it, I'm still here, rooted in the same earth, and I would seed the clouds with my blood if that would bring decent jobs to the area. I would build homes with my bones if they'd help white lips drop the pipe, and I would gladly peel my flesh like a potato if I could just see one fucking sign of God that doesn't have a small and senile eyes behind it. Thank you.
Wow.